In today's episode, we're going to be talking about a softbox solution that will be both great for your studio setup or your on-location photo shoot. And yet again, this brilliant and simple design is brought to you by Fotodiox. Hello and welcome to another episode of arcDéco CineLab. This is your host Rex. So without any further ado, this is the Fotodiox EZ Pro 1256. Any photographer who uses artificial lighting, you gotta be using some kind of lighting modifier. And that can be either for your monolight or your speed light. And there's so many different products out there. And of course, in previous video, I covered some of the bigger softboxes and beauty dishes. That would be great if you want just like a diffuse light all over your subjects, or you kind of just fill your background a little bit. However, if you're looking for something that's really going to add a little bit of drama in your photos, such as a high contrast side light or a really nice rim light from the back, a strip box is something that is absolutely essential for your shoot. And just like any other Fotodiox product, of course, this is very well engineered and also backed by a very good quality. So this softbox here, just like its naming convention, is really easy to understand. Unlike other brands out there, they have these really funky model numbers. This is as easy as it is. The EZ Pro simply stands for their Easy Professional Series, which always open up like an umbrella instead of you have to poke those crazy stick inside the softbox and you'll poke eyes out. For the numbers following that, the 1256 simply mean 12 inches by 56 inches. So in this particular setup, I have it attached to my speed light. But of course, you can get a speed ring that will fit any kind of lighting modifier for your studio light. And now for this particular product, it comes with the softbox itself and a diffusion screen in the back. This also have a second diffusion screen that you can hang on a clip in the inside of the softbox. It have the front grid. This is simply a 90-degree grid. Then also on the inside, it have a reflector disc to reflect your light. And of course at the back, that is the mount for a speed light. And it's fully adjustable. It have a ball mount on it. All you have to do is just loosen it up and you can pivot it however you want. Now if we actually look at this speed light mount, you can see the light is indeed front firing. That is because the interior diffusion disc will catches the light and it will distribute it evenly in the interior of the softbox, then pushes it back out. That way it will give you a really nicely evenly distributed light instead of a strong spot kind of pushing it for the front, because the disc itself captures it and it bounces out, then it redirects it to the right direction. Let me actually show you how to assemble this softbox. It literally takes no time. First of all, you have your softbox removed from your pouch, and that way you can attach your speed light from the back. It is a horseshoe mount. If you have a transmitter, you can dock it on there as well. This happens to be a Yunong speed light, the 560 Mark III. So it's actually have a built-in receiver. That way I just have to control this with my TX560 and there's no actual transmitter or receiver attached to the bottom. So I just mount it directly. However, if you want to mount it a little higher or a little lower with your receiver attached to the base, there is an option for you to raise or lower your speed light. And same thing at the back. You can pan it for a little bit or you can move it a little closer or further away on your mount. And after you have that situated, you simply just have to attach that to the softbox, which in this case is already assembled. However, you can see there's a speed ring from the back. This is also, you can remove it to access the speed ring a little easier from the Velcro strip. And this is the locking mechanism for the speed ring. So if you have a different studio light, you can easily remove this from the speed ring to your monolight setup. Just gonna tighten that back up real fast. Then all you have to do is from the front side, you expand it out and push this center ring down until it's locked in to the back ring. It's exactly like an umbrella, really simple. That is done. You don't have to have those crazy sticks poking out your eyes, which is fantastic. It saves a lot of time on set. Then you just simply put your diffusion ring, if you prefer to use this capture method. You can place it further out so it catches more light and distribute it evenly, or you can actually control your spot when you want to move the diffusion disc a little closer to your light source. However, in this location, I'm gonna just kind of keep it further out, so that way it will be really nicely evenly distributed within the softbox interior. Then after that, you can install this onto your light stand. In this case, I have my Manfrotto collapsible stand. It's a really simple locking mechanism at the back. And this knob here controls the ball joint. So you can tilt your strip box up and down. You can even pan it if you want to, but usually you can just kind of pan it either directly on the light stand or at the locking knob right here. Gonna go ahead and remove the diffusion, the front diffusion, or if you choose to kick down the light a little bit and have a second diffusion layer, this can be placed in the inside loop right there. In this scenario, I'm simply just gonna install the front diffusion. The best way to do this is to push it as far back as the Velcro as possible. That way you can actually install your light grid a little easier. So now the softbox is pretty much built, but if you choose to use the lighting grid, here's the grid. Again, very simple. Just attach it to the Velcro. And now you have a really nicely controlled directional light. You can really focus on a really soft stream for your background highlight or your hair light. Now I'll go ahead and pull up some examples here. So in this setup, we pretty much have the EZ Pro 1256 on one side and the hair light kind of pushing behind the model. And in the front, we have another EZ Pro softbox, and that is the 2436. And our key light is actually a 16-inch beauty dish kind of going over on a C-stand arm, pushing down. So as you can see, there's a really nice background separation of the model, since especially we're doing black on black shoot, and also a really nice diffused front light. This is soft, really radiant light kind of coming up from the front. Then of course, next shot, I turn off the softbox in the front, which is the EZ Pro 2436. So now you just have the strip box, the 1256 from the back pushing from one side, and also the beauty dish kind of coming down, and that casts a really nice, little more dramatic, kind of like a split ratio lighting. So in this last example here, I actually turn off the beauty dish. In this case, I have the 1256 pushing pretty back from one side and have it light with the grid on. So a really controlled beam of light here. And I wish I just raised it up a little bit higher because the hair is kind of fading out from the background here. But on the other side, I also have the 3624 coming in from the back side, so it give a little more definitions and it render out the models a little better. Instead of using two strip light, this wider box do create a nicer beam of light to illuminate models, so you can see his facial gesture really clearly. But yeah, we have a really nice narrow beam of light coming in from the back to let up the model, separate him from the background. And that's pretty much all I have to say about the Fotodiox EZ Pro 1256. It is a really simple design, it's brilliant, it's quick to deploy, and it will save you a lot of time on shoot, especially when you do on location shoot with speedlight. This is a perfect solution for that. If you like this video, please do subscribe to my channel and check that little like box at the bottom. And if you have any kind of questions or comment, please do write a little paragraph at the bottom. I'll try to get to it as soon as possible. Once again, I'm really glad that Fotodiox had this professional product to help me finish my photo project just that much easier. And hopefully, if you get this to try, I'm sure you will feel the same as well. Thank you so much for watching again. Now keep that shutter clicking, and I'll see you next time.